Okay, June 16th, 2016, episode 2 of The Swipe Effect. My name is Kerry, and I am joined by Miss Erin Henson.
Hello.
Who is here with me. I have another guest on the side here as well. Her name is Kaylin Wild. She's visiting from Montreal. She might jump in on a few topics as we move forward, but to start off, it's going to be me and Erin. Erin joins me from a group of friends of mine where we get together. I'm going to say we started getting together every Sunday. Is that what happened? We picked a random day of the week where everyone was kind of at home in bed, and we'd get together on a Sunday, and we'd go to a bar, and we'd throw darts, and we'd order some drinks, and we'd order some food, and we'd actually reflect on the week when it comes to work, friends, and ultimately dating. Everything actually came back to dating.
It always does.
It always does.
It always does.
It always does. So today, actually, I brought Erin on the show, or I wanted to bring her on the show, so we could talk about not the beginning stages of starting a profile and how I'm supposed to do it, and what kind of pictures I'm supposed to post and what kind of pictures I want to see. I actually now wanted Erin here to actually talk to me about the actual dating part. So the dating part of dating online. To start off, before you get in.
Yes.
Before I ask Erin's opinion.
Right.
When someone says, so you make the decision to swipe right on someone.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you make that decision to swipe right on someone, what are you saying? Are you saying A, I want to date you, B, I want to meet you, C, I want to talk to you, D, you shoot me a message and we'll figure it out?
You know what? I don't think that much thought goes into it. I think it's
when you swipe right on someone, is it
it's
yes?
It's a legit yes or no.
But a yes or no to what? A yes or no to I'm interested. I'm interested. Okay.
The no is much stronger.
The no is
yes.
obviously
the no is
I'm not interested.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
And then the yes is well, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, this person.
Which
maybe.
I think obviously, it shouldn't be such a serious decision to say yes on someone if you're feeling good about someone's
serious thing.
Sure.
It's not it's not an engagement thing.
Some
people
really seriously.
Definitely take it seriously. But I think it's yeah, okay, this is not a no, so it's a swipe right.
So it's a swipe right.
It's not
so
a
you
no.
swiped right, you guys have connected, it comes up and says da-da-da-da, you've connected. You start messaging each other. First questions first from me. How long do you message each other before you meet up? Because anyone's confidence can be at any level at the beginning when you start typing, because you're typing. You're not in person. You're not on the phone. You're not having a conversation.
Though. That's a scary thing. Is I think that the texting can go on for a very long time.
Yeah.
Even in real life, when you're not doing the texting thing.
Yeah.
I think you literally could text someone for. I think of sometimes some relationships I've had, not just whatever, just talking to people. I think I could text for weeks and never meet someone.
And never meet them.
No.
Are you at your utmost confidence before you've met? Or are you
yes.
You know what, I'd rather see you in person right off the bat so we can either say a yay or nay? Or you're I'll feel it out over text for a little while?
I think you want to feel it out.
You want to feel it out?
I think you want to feel it out. Because meeting up, let's be real, we're busy people. Right?
Yeah. If I'm going to meet up with you, I'm
commitment.
dedicating a night.
It's like a phone call. That's a commitment too, answering a phone. Texting is easy.
Yeah.
So if you're actually going to meet and take the time out of your busy day, you got to be this is not a waste of your Tuesday night.
Right. So texting for a while, you'll figure that out. Or at least a couple weeks or whatever it is. So you get a good feeling. Then comes the hey, do you want to meet up? Eventually that comes.
Right.
Why is it that no one ever says, can I take you out on a date anymore?
People don't use date.
That word date has become obsolete.
Is
correct?
Free. That
doesn't exist.
No. Because
not that it doesn't exist.
You're not going
exists.
on a date though, are you? If you're swiping and then you're
I don't know.
You're yeah, let's meet up. Let's hang out. You're not.
Okay, so
no one's saying we're going on a date.
No one's saying we're going on a date.
No one's taking you for a date.
Okay, but a lot of people that have registered now online and have their profiles up and running, they do want to find someone to date.
Yes, there are those people.
That word date has an added pressure on it now.
Yes.
Because stemming from years past, you would court a woman.
Court
A
yes.
man would court a woman.
Yes.
all of those, obviously the implications from generations past are that that's how it should go now. When obviously what we're obviously saying on this show, starting from the beginning, is that obviously shit does not go that way anymore. It doesn't work that way. So no one's going to be like, hey, can I take you out on a date? They use the term, I've seen a lot of the terms, or I've experienced a lot of the terms, like, when are we hanging out?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yes.
Do you want to grab a drink? Grab a drink. With or without people? I don't get it. Me and you, not me and you.
What's happening right now?
We're gonna grab. We're gonna grab.
Where
a
are we
drink.
grabbing this drink? And who's grabbing it?
Yeah, are we? If I showed up with someone, would you be really mad at me, or are we supposed to be there?
Is
like
this an exclusive grab?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Just us.
Or okay, so then here's the other thing. So a guy says that to you, or because we're two women today, a guy says that to you, let's grab a drink, or when are we gonna hang out? Do you automatically assume that the first time he says that to you, because he wants to meet you in person, it's implied as a date?
No.
No,
because I think that grabbing a drink, I have people that ask me to grab drinks all the time, and it's not dates, like coworkers.
Right.
People
How do you know
via
for sure that
LinkedIn, which is not an app.
Hey, P.S. I feel like people hook up on
People
LinkedIn.
definitely hook up.
we'll
on
get into
LinkedIn.
that eventually. But people,
They definitely do.
LinkedIn is
But I
for
have
work,
like
but
old
like it's not.
coworkers and stuff that's like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Let's grab a drink. So I'm like, I'll grab a drink with anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not dating everybody. Of course I'm going to grab a drink. If someone wants to grab a drink, you're going to grab a drink.
We're grabbing a drink.
I don't think that means, yeah,
That's true.
yeah. Who's not going to grab a drink?
Here at Galleries in the corner here.
Yes.
KK will jump in a minute here, which is fantastic. This is a married woman's perspective, who, by the way, could not be more thankful that she's missed this generation of new age dating that we all need to adapt to, those of us who haven't found incredible life partners like she has. But at the same time, as an outsider, I do appreciate what KK has to say when it comes to, you know, I have zero attachment to you in a relationship or the other person. This is what I see as an outsider. Someone says, I want to grab a drink. You cannot actually think that it's 100% a date.
That's not a date.
It's not a date.
It's not a date, but it's a nice way to invite someone to hang out. Like if
Is
someone
it because someone's scared to say, I want to take you on
Yeah.
a date?
no
that
one
word
wants to
date,
say that, it's
I feel like
weird.
the reaction to that word, a date, let's go on a date, is like, whoa, do you want to marry me or something? Like, what's happening?
It's too serious.
So, if a guy says to you, oh, well, exactly, you're not going to the club, you're not doing whatever. I mean, unless you're into that, that's really cool too. And if that's your great idea of like a first hangout, that's awesome. I think for the most part, all we want to really do is get to know the other person a little bit more, in a setting that neither person feels pressure, like you have to sleep together or you have to make sure that you're both drinking so that everyone's personalities are peaking. And I need to make sure that, like, you know, I just want to make sure that like my friend is close by so I can call her for a bailout. Like, should we not just be relaxed enough to say, like, zero pressure on each other? I would want that
But
for a
it's
first
different
date.
when if you're online dating, you don't know this person. I've had friends that have gone on these dates and they've met up with the person and they're like, that profile picture was from like fucking like 5 years ago. It's not
Oh
their
my
profile
God.
picture, right? So it's like you almost need the plan B. You need
So-
to have like your girl that's like, call me in 20 minutes. I'm getting out of here.
So tell
right?
me that happened. Someone
It
met up
happened.
with someone,
A
and his
friend of
profile
mine-
pictures were from what, 8 years ago, 9 years ago?
She was like, this was at least 5 to 6 years ago. This guy did not look like his profile picture. And I saw his profile picture. I was helping her. I'm looking at it and I was like, this guy's amazing. Do it. Do it. Absolutely. Not do him, but like, you know, go out
Do
with
it,
this
like,
man. I
do
was like,
it.
if you don't, I will. Yes.
That's right. That's
I was
right.
like,
If you don't,
this guy's beautiful. Absolutely. And like, I was like dying. I'm like, I cannot wait to hear about this date. Text me when it's happening. Text me tomorrow. So I'm like waiting. So I was like, how did it go? You know, all those awkward emojis that you send. And then she was like, no. That's all it said.
like he
no.
was
His
falsely
picture was-
identified what he
Apparently, it
was.
was like his picture from like 6 years ago. He was like 30 pounds bigger, no shave, wore like a Molson Canadian t-shirt, and was,
not
like,
tucked in.
heckling Blue Jays at
Yeah.
the game. Like it was just like the worst date ever. And that's a nightmare, you know.
We talked about it in episode 1 with Dan, where he also expressed that he didn't appreciate the false impression that people give, obviously, on their
pictures.
profiles. Like, asking the married woman now, what is probably the biggest, I mean, because you're obviously aware that you have a lot of friends that use, right? We call it using like it's a drug. Yeah, we call like dating. I like to refer to dating apps because they have become very addictive to some people in the past.
Yeah.
They're probably pretty addictive right now. And we hide what we're doing. I'm not relating it to drug use. I'm not saying that it's anything, but it can be metaphorically assumed that that's the way we're treating it, is like it's unacceptable or whatever. Yet I'm still gonna do it. Okay, you're crazy. What is so KK is married to an awesome guy. He we're all young still, obviously, no kids, great jobs, all the above. They got together probably right before apps were launched. I'm gonna say like within the same year the dating apps were launched, KK got together with her husband Eric. What is one aspect to dating online that you are so thankful? You call it thankful. We like to say dating is the way of the world now. We should all embrace it and do it together. There's obviously one aspect to it that probably adds a stress to our life that might not to yours. I want to know what it is.
But you're like,
Oh.
thank God I don't have to. Go
I
through that.
literally like have stated to numerous people being like, I am so happy I missed Tinder.
Why are you so happy?
Because I feel like dating was awful before,
Okay.
and it's even worse now because
think it's gotten-
I feel like I feel like I have definitely put pressure on girlfriends of mine being like, oh my God, you have Tinder now, like your dating life is easy, like this is easy, like get on there, you know, wear some provocative clothing and like do this. let's do this. And I mean, I feel like I've definitely had conversations where I was like, I think I realized now after the fact that it's been out for a while that I was probably hard on some friends of mine, where I was like, dude, like just get out there and like at least meet people, talk to people, like you never know who you're gonna meet. And I think after having like experienced firsthand kind of like going through the app myself, it's like it's like some of the stuff that like people say to you is like awful, and some of the guys that are out there are like not what you're expecting. And I mean, I was like, all of our like amazing guy friends are on there, like for sure there's a good guy out there, like you just need to do this. And like, you know,
What do you for Aaron now? What would be an added stress to dating online as opposed to being in a serious relationship or being married
I
now?
think I just don't. I don't. Maybe it's a trust thing. I don't know. I just don't believe what people are saying. Like the photos. Let's talk about the photos.
Okay,
It's
profile
like,
pictures. You're right. Oh
You
my
look
God.
at some photos and you're. This is not you. You know, it's either from like years ago, or it's filtered, or you're with your hot friend and you're not the hot friend.
Now here's the thing though, when we post our pictures, are we strategically doing the same thing?
Yes.
So we're gonna sit here and judge all guys
Oh
who
man.
are like, I mean, it's not you
No, but
when I
like,
see
like
you.
right, like profile pictures are very deceiving. Like you're
Yeah.
obviously, if you have 5 pictures, you're putting your best 5 pictures. Like those are your best 5 pictures. So it's like,
Here's
in
a good
person,
one. Yeah.
Are you better or are you worse than your photo?
Are you? I mean, obviously though, you look at 5 incredible photos of a person that give you an initial impression,
Right.
and then you meet up with them in person, you already have a preset expectation.
yes.
That's like, that is probably, I would say, the biggest added stress to people who are out dating online, because the initial impression you're giving before you've even spoken or written a word to each other are your photos.
And you put.
It's
I have
based
a
on a
lot of.
picture.
I have a lot of guy friends on Tinder. I have a couple girlfriends on Tinder, but like a
lot
ton
of
of my
guys.
guy friends are on Tinder, and they're all very good looking guys. They're all like, you know, tall, handsome. They've got it together.
Yeah.
And then their photos, I actually haven't seen all these photos, but it's kind of like, I wonder sometimes what photos they're putting, because like I know them in real life. I know they're good looking guys. I know they're nice guys, but it's like, what photos are you putting out there that you think, this is me? This is gonna get the girls.
So I asked that question to a coworker of mine. He also is late 20s, early 30s, somewhere around there. He's an active user That's what we're going to label this as. I actually had a buddy of mine at work the other day text me saying, I'm using right now at work. And I was like, 100%.
Nice.
No one's doing anything crazy, but it's like you're secretively swiping under your desk. 100%. 100%. So I asked a guy at work, I said something like, hey, you told me you were going on a first date. How did it go? I haven't seen you in 3 days. And he looked at me and he goes, you know what? I was beyond pleasantly surprised with her. And I was like, why? Personality, physique, things you didn't anticipate or didn't even think of and then you were shocked about. And he said to me, she was cute in her profile pictures, which I liked. I didn't like that she was too showy or things weren't too explicit. She didn't give away too much about herself, but she looked very cute in all of her photos. So I took a chance. And then I met her in person and she was gorgeous.
Oh, wow. Oh,
So-
he's cute.
Right? It's cute that like someone
I like
actually
him.
says that. I mean, we like Dave. We love Dave. If you're there, we love you.
Dave,
We love you, Dave. Sorry, I'm telling you. It's a great story though. That then we ended up getting into a discussion that was like, when you're trying to give off a first impression to someone without them even talking to you, and you want them to learn your personality, ultimately, should you post worse physical pictures about yourself?
So then they're surprised.
So that they
Like,
are always pleasantly surprised
It's a
upon
nice
meeting you.
tactic. I like it. I don't know.
But then you risk a swipe left.
Yeah, like
You risk a left swipe.
I don't think you're gonna put your ugly picture up, but like maybe like
But let's say you're like, these
Not
aren't
your
my, like,
best.
I'm not a lot of, I've noticed that a lot of guys like to put pictures of themselves in suits.
that's you need to. Absolutely.
Okay, so you would want to see a guy
Yes.
definitely at
I
least
want to
one
know what you're
photo
gonna
in a
look
suit.
like dressed up.
Okay.
For sure.
I also noticed a lot of guys like to put one photo that has to do with some sort of physical activity, a sport.
Yes. A sport.
So something
like
outside.
doing the sport or dressed like you're doing the sport.
One
I
of
think
the
it's
above.
different.
Ooh, deceiving. Someone could easily post a picture that they are
Yes.
dressed
Look at
like
me
they're doing
playing
sports.
basketball, but you're like
dribbling,
you're
don't
5'4".
play.
You
See ya.
don't play basketball.
Like liar. And I've also noticed that a lot of guys like to, if they are somewhat in good shape, they do like to have at least one photo of someone who's taken a photo of them without a shirt on.
the gym photo.
Yeah, pardon my English. We've drank like a bottle and a half of wine at this point.
The gym photo.
It's usually in the gym.
It is.
The lighting is the best.
The lighting's the best.
They want you to come back.
But it's the photo of, I don't know, maybe this is just me. I hate guys that are taking a photo of themselves in the gym mirror.
Why?
It's so tacky.
Is it pretentious?
It's like, look at me, I'm at the gym and I have muscles. It's so gross.
Would we not at some point try to say congratulations on what you've accomplished?
No.
Because at the end of it, I want to say, yeah, you make me feel like shit. How about that? I'm just kidding. But seriously, you post a few pictures of yourself working out a million times. I'm
gym
gonna
photos.
automatically feel like I'm not up to par for you. That might
But
be
like,
something you're like
take a
obsessed
picture
with.
maybe after you're at the gym. Maybe like, in whatever you got to wear. But like, we can tell you've been to the gym because you look good.
Sure.
You don't need to take a picture at the gym to be like, look at me, I'm at Good Life. No one fucking cares.
I own
You're
a
at the
gym membership.
I go to the gym
Congratulations.
8 times a week. That's me. Like, and they're like posing, but there's people around. It's
Yeah.
weird. Why are you taking selfies in the mirror at the gym? It's
Okay,
weird.
so Aaron's a no-go
no.
on the selfie thing.
No.
Sorry,
No.
the shirtless selfie, 100%. We're
Shirtless
not.
selfie in the
not into that.
bathroom. No.
I wanted to get back to the date, the actual that word date thing, because realistically, we went on and on for about 2 hours before
Right.
about how, it automatically causes a gray area before you even meet. I want to alleviate this stress for women and men. Is there a way that we can ask the other person if is it a date or is it not, without the guy being like, whoa, why do you want to marry me? Whoa, everybody wants to marry me. Ugh.
I think there's
Or having her be like, oh my God, he's coming on really strong because he wants to pay for the dinner and take me out. Or there are enough women that are like,
Next
he
level.
better pay for the dinner. What do you expect on a first date off of meeting online? What would you expect? Would you expect him to ask you what you want to do?
No. I feel like such a dude half the time. Like, I don't, I don't know. I don't think that you're like, I don't know. The thing is, everyone, as we were saying earlier, has very different impressions of what dating is or what a date is.
Right.
You know, everyone has those people that have hung out with a guy or girl couple times, maybe something physical happened, maybe it didn't, and then they walk into a room
And say,
people are
"Oh
like,
my God."
oh my God, I'm so embarrassed, my ex-boyfriend's here.
And a friend dives
You
in and
never
says,
dated.
Who?
I've known you your whole life.
Your ex who?
I've never heard his name.
You're right. I think everybody has either a male or female friend where, you know, they probably had a little bit more feeling than necessary or wanted it to be something that it wasn't after a couple of either hangouts that one party considered dates while the other party considered hanging out with benefits.
Right.
Does the benefits part make it dating?
Hi.
Does it make it dating?
No.
It doesn't.
I don't know. I don't know if that sounds bad. I don't think so. Maybe. I get into that.
I mean,
I don't think so. I think that, like, I think if you hang out a couple times, and I'm using the word hang out again,
yeah.
way too freely. But
I feel like if you were a male on there, I mean, and you were a guy, you'd put that out there that you were like, want to hang out? Like that would be something in your
Yeah.
vocabulary.
if you like go out on a couple dates, and again, I don't know what the hell a date is anymore, but like if you go out on a couple dates or like you sleep together,
hang
a couple
out a few times.
whatever, like you guys are hanging out, you're friends.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're dating. That's
There
little
are
too-
definitely men and women though who okay, so fine. It gets into this gray area. And yes, there is that cliche saying like communication is the most important part to a relationship. And if you can't communicate about anything on your mind, it's never going to work. When you're first starting out dating someone online and you guys have only seen pictures about each other, you don't want to be I don't want to be that person sitting there and saying like, hey, so like quick question, mid hangout, as I hold up my quotations. So like, what is this? Is this a date? Is it
You
actually
ruin
just a hangout?
everything if you
I
say
just want to
that.
like organize my brain.
So what are we?
So what are we? Because then
Should I tell my mom about this? Is this a thing?
did we get engaged?
yeah.
Is someone
What's going on?
what's happening? Is this us?
I'm feeling this. Are you feeling this?
Oh
Should
my
I-
God,
should I
there's
call
my
my
ex-boyfriend. You didn't date him like ever for 1 second, but that's okay. And guys too, I've had a few guy friends as well who have been like, yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about this girl. Hung out maybe 2 or 3 times, which maybe he considered dates, but because dating now isn't so formal whatsoever, he took them as dates. She took them as maybe building her friendship roster. You know, she met him on one and went, friend bank. Oh my God, he's really, really nice. I love spending time with him. He's so great. I'm going to throw him in the friend bank. Oh my God, he's really, really nice. And I'm physically attracted to him. Let's see where this goes.
But here's the thing, and I'm not an expert, but with online dating,
Oh, we are experts. We're not experts.
total. Aren't you? You're not just online dating. You swipe right, and that's your person. Like people are multi-dating. You're multi-tindering. You've got like
Multi-Tinder,
That's a thing.
multi-Bumble,
You're like, oh, I'm going out with this girl on Friday, and I'm going out with this guy on
multi-happen,
Saturday. Like
multi-match.
it's multi. So I don't think if you just hang out with person at one point, you're like, this is it. I swiped right. It's you. You know.
No, and coming from someone who's sorry, this is KK on the mic now.
Chime in.
On the one and two.
Yeah. Yeah, just coming from someone who's married and kind of like missed all of this. I honestly have friends that like I can't keep it straight. Like they're like,
who they're
oh,
dating?
I'm like going out with this girl on this night, or I'm going out with this guy on this night, and then like, they're like, oh yeah, Sasha, Sarah, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, who,
Where?
Like, I don't. Cool. Like I literally cannot. Keep
That's when the
track
term
of
hanging
who
out
and
comes
what
in.
you are hanging out with. Yeah.
You're hanging out. Like I'm hanging out with
Yeah.
Joe on Friday and James on Saturday, and you know, it just kind of happens.
Meanwhile, though, Sarah, Josie, and all those ladies are like, oh my God, I have a date with Sean this weekend. And they have no clue that Sean is multi-dating. Oh, speaking of multi-dating, I noticed it's a thing lately. A couple people have posted a few really hilarious videos about something called power swiping.
Oh,
We're going to
yes.
dedicate a full episode to this one day where we'll have some frequent power swipers.
the idea of power swiping, if you have no idea, I'll explain it to you in 1 second, breaks my heart a little bit at the authenticity, and if there is any authenticity to it anymore. I'd like to believe that dating apps do hold depth to them, that people, I have met several success stories who we will also have later on in the season where they're getting married off of dating apps. I know it is possible to find a legitimate, unbelievable partner on a dating app. I know that. It happens all the time. Unfortunately, that term, these guys that Dan and I talked about too, when there are, dribble in a few fuckboys in there that literally just use and abuse your time and your personality. You figure that out along the way, of course. These are the ones, though, that are posting videos on Instagram and Facebook of themselves doing something called power swiping. They open up their app out at the club, they hold it up high, and they swipe right, swipe right, swipe right, swipe right, swipe right. They're not even looking at the profiles. They are dancing to the tune that's on right now, and they are swiping like a madman or a mad woman.
Swiping wrong people. So they're
Wrong
not
people.
They're just kind of, they're like 8 minutes of swiping and they just go.
But
And
then what? You're gonna get 30 responses from girls, and all of a sudden you feel fulfilled.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would never power swipe myself.
Would you power swipe dudes?
No.
Would you power? Oh, yeah, married.
No. Never.
Would you power swipe your husband?
No, you swipe
just
the
kidding.
wrong person and you're stuck with that person. Because
That's right. You swipe the
stock.
So here's the opposite of power swiping, which I definitely think is also something, is I have enough, a few girlfriends, a few guy friends, whatever. No, actually not guys who I've seen do this, girls. When they are swiping, spending a few hours a day evaluating the situation out there, it's like you're just virtual dating, right? And you're going through your profiles and you're reading people's things. I've got a few girlfriends that literally, they swipe left very easily.
It's so easy to swipe left.
They look at one picture and it's so
No's
easy
are
to
very
say no.
easy to
No's
do.
are very easy.
No.
When it comes to a yes, this is like a be-all, end-all decision for them. They look at him, they look through all the pictures, they look through his information.
Is he a good husband?
They do some background checking because, as you guys know, you have more than one social media platform. You're screwed, man. She's gonna find out everything in your life.
Oh my god.
She'll find out everything for the last 20 years. Us too, ladies. Honestly, you want to hide something from a new dude and pretend that you're something you're not? Forget it. You have more than just Tinder or Bumble. You're totally screwed. They will find it out. So be authentic. I think you should be authentic regardless. So she legitimately, though, it takes her a really long time to actually say yes to swiping right. And I sat there and was like, what's wrong with you? Take a shot. There are guys who are like, yeah, like you're going based on a photo. You haven't dove in,
She's thinking way too far
to anything
ahead,
in depth.
You know? It's like
She's on it for a serious reason, though. There are people who aren't and aren't. Again, a whole other episode we'll get into. But she's on it for real, and I admire that. It's something that I figured should be the most predominant thing, that people are on there because they want to meet someone for real.
But I don't think the very first swipe should be that much. Like, you can't think that far ahead.
I agree.
You know? It's like when you apply for a job, right? And it's like, you can't think, oh my God, what if I get this job? Am I going to have to relocate? And then what about this? And then I'm going to have to quit this job. And you're like, you just applied. You applied. No one's even called you a fucking interview yet.
Yeah.
Like, you applied.
Yeah.
Relax, you know? So it's kind of the
That's a
same
great,
thing. It's like,
a great,
you're like, no one's proposing. You're just like, this
Are we
person.
engaged? Are we on a date? Are we engaged?
I just swiped right. I'm totally engaged.
I'm totally engaged.
But like swiping left is
Today.
easy. It's like, again, it's the job thing. You're like, fuck, I do not want to work there. I do not want to sleep with this person ever. No, you know? But you're like, right, there's a lot more to think about.
Plus, like, I guess for the most part, why do you need to think so? That thought of having to dive in so in depth, is it because of the pressures we feel and we suffer from? And calm the fuck down. Believe me, I've had many moments. Have you had moments in your life where you're like, Erin, calm yourself down?
Like daily.
Hey,
daily.
wifey, have you had those moments?
Like before
Wifey shaking
noon,
her
I
head,
have
yes.
those moments.
I like to refer to it as all of the feelings.
All of the feelings at once. So they happen whether you're engaged, married, dating, anything. These are obviously added social pressures that we've had for years, which we talked about for so long. That like when you are putting so much pressure on yourself to swipe right on somebody and you're not sure about it, why are you doing that to yourself? When you know, wouldn't it just be easier to maybe not get attached to a fictitious human that you haven't met yet and just take a chance? The power swiping I'm not a supporter of either.
No, power swiping is ridiculous.
Power swiping is ridiculous. Guys, stop. And don't post videos of yourself doing it because
No one's
it's
like, look
fun-
at that guy,
Yeah.
power swiping.
Ha ha ha, he's
That
so
guy.
cool. And like you post a video of yourself doing it and some girl's like, ha ha ha, she laughs for 5 seconds and literally is like, left. Like never. Never.
No.
Never.
People get nervous though, right? Because like the old way of dating, you go to a club, you go somewhere, and then you're physically meeting someone, you're like chatting. Now you have like this app, and it's like you're trying to put that much thought into it, as opposed to being at a club, being like, should I go talk to that person? I don't know, and it goes to your head. Now you're like thinking, you don't have to think
Should I
that
swipe
much.
right?
Do I swipe right?
Do
And
I
then you
swipe
call your
left?
friends, and
Yeah.
then you take snapshots, and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? Big decision.
I think that comes back to the fact the idea of are we on a date or not? Is your mind
I think
male
if it's a
or
question,
female? Are you
it's
getting
not a
ahead of
date.
yourself?
If you're questioning it, it's not a date. If you're questioning, am I in a relationship with this person? You're not. You know.
Lately, KK, you had a discussion with a good friend of ours where she received a message that said, want to grab a drink.
Oh boy.
Go on.
Look very serious
Go
right
on.
now. Very serious.
Yeah, and
What was her initial reaction?
her initial reaction was like, well, I have plans to go out for dinner with you and
Other people.
other people.
Do I invite him?
Do
I go out?
yeah, do I invite him? Do I bail on you guys and like go out with him, or like what does that even mean? And so I think the conversation is more like, I don't know. It's up to you. And if you invite him to come along with us, then that puts you in a different position. So you can make the decision from there. It kind of puts the power back in your court a little bit.
But here's the thing: if you're online dating, if you're swiping or whatever the fuck, whatever.
This wasn't an online date though.
Oh well, the first meetup, it shouldn't be with other people, should it? Like it should be one-on-one, no one else, no friends.
But then that's the like, do you want to grab a drink?
She's confused then.
Is it a date? You're not asking me on a date. You're asking me, yo, do you want to grab a drink? Who is a friend of a friend? So do you want to hang out with just me? Do you want to hang out with our friends?
Yeah.
Do you want to hang out with me with the friends that I'm supposed to be hanging out with? Cool. Am I putting you in the friend zone? Are you putting me in the friend zone? Are we
Before.
It's stress. It's stress.
Stress. Where does this become relieving?
Yeah.
I was
think that
told
do you
that
wanna-
online dating would make me feel so good about myself. I've been told that it is where it is at. I need to dive in head first and get it going. But as you guys hopefully listened to on episode 1, Dan talked about how he had a Bumble date that he connected with who chose to meet him for the first time at the Kenny Chesney concert.
Right, at a concert.
And then I asked him,
Good on him for finding her.
she found him.
Oh.
She found him for sure. And he said, and so I wanted to ask him if he liked or disliked sort of that, not the, she didn't force it on him, but that like insisting of meeting up. He actually said that he really liked it because she was there with friends and he was there with friends, that if they met in person and it wasn't what you had anticipated, no harm, no foul. Let's wash our hands and each person goes back to having the best time in their life and you don't feel any pressure at all.
Do you have the same connection though if you're with your friends?
Ooh. Why? Okay, Aaron, you just said 2 seconds ago
Yeah.
your first meeting should not be with a group of people. That was your initial reaction.
Right.
I'd like to know why.
Well, if I'm meeting a guy for the first time who doesn't know me, poor guy, But like if it's just like first time, I don't think it should be a group setting necessarily, because it's just awkward. I don't want to meet your friends. You don't want to meet my friends. We're not like, I'm not trying to introduce my friends to your friends. It's like, let's just do this on our own. And then like, if we kind of like each other, second date could absolutely be a group thing.
So for first dates, sorry,
I don't think you can do friends.
first dates without friends.
Unless you're just online looking for a new friend or looking for a hookup. But if you're looking for like maybe something that could be like a relationship,
Like you actually
I think
want to
your
get to know the
first-
person.
You kind of need to meet the person one-on-one to know, is this gonna like,
So would you
know.
feel less pressure on the one-on-one than if you were with friends, because you're all
Friends,
kinda
I would
meeting?
just end up, I know me, I would end up just talking to my friends, and I would like forget that I was even supposed to talk to this person.
That's fair.
Yeah, like that's basically what I was gonna say too. It's like I know that like my group of friends, especially if I'm like with a large group of girlfriends, like it's intense. Like I don't even think that I would like if I was with my girlfriends and was like, I'm gonna bring this guy with me, or even if I was with like guy friends and girlfriends, that's like it's super intimidating. It's super, and I have loud, obnoxious friends. So like, try to get a word in.
No.
Try to get a word in. I mean, like, if the guy could roll in that situation, I think that would be a win.
Yeah.
But like to throw someone into that mix on
On the first
day
date.
one of hanging out, like
It's a lot.
that's
It depends also, like, I'm personally a private person. I don't necessarily want to introduce people. Like, if I'm hanging out with someone, I'm going on a date, whatever's happening, I'll tell, like, my really close girlfriends, but I'm not telling everybody that I'm going on dates or hanging out with people, right? So, like, bringing them into my group already, that's a big step. Like, I don't
That
want to
is-
have to introduce you, because what if we don't talk in, like, a week? I don't, it's weird. You don't really want to introduce people like that. But some people
Okay.
do, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, personally, for me, I think that my nerves, for those of you that don't know me, when I am nervous, which these two girls know here, I tend to overcompensate where I get even more chatty and even more like, baby punches to the arms and like, hey, we're pals for life. And like, I screw everything up because I don't really know how I'm supposed to be. My friends do put me at ease. Having them around doesn't make me feel like anybody's really judging. Plus, I don't know if I need to know right off the bat if he can handle my friends or not, but an ultimate goal to be a part of my life, if I'm going to think about even like spending more time with you, I want to know that you fit in seamlessly
With your friends.
with my friends.
You know what though? This actually happened to me. One of my girlfriends was going on an online date, and she was like, "You have to come with me." And I was like, "I'm not going with you. This is a
You can't
one-on-one
do
thing."
that.
And she was like, "No, he's bringing his friends." And we were meeting over in Liberty Village, and I'm like, "Okay. I mean, if he's bringing his friends, I'll go with you. I hate everything about this, but I'll do it."
Yeah.
So I went with her. And then when we got there, no one was there for a bit. So we're like sitting, drinking heavily because it was so awkward. And then he showed up alone.
Alcohol can do
So
that.
it literally was him, her, and then hi, me. And I was just like, there, awkward. And so I'm like, I gotta go. She's like, I'll fucking kill you if you leave us right now. And I'm like, I can't stay.
Did you
It was beyond weird.
Did you ever think at one point that you were going to ask the guy some questions so she could better get to know him if she wasn't stepping
Well,
up
it's
to the
me,
plate?
so I think I did. I think I
Yeah.
just started asking him like random questions, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. This guy probably hates me, or But then I went to leave, and I'm like, I gotta go, and she's like, I gotta go too. And I was like, I know she wasn't into it, but then I looked like that girl that was like fully cock blocking this poor guy. where
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
totally just initiated
Hey,
the breakup.
we're leaving. you
Yeah.
know, get the bill.
Finger rolling
We're
in
out.
the air. We are out of
But
here.
yeah, like you can't. I don't know.
It's interesting, honestly, because it can be implied and interpreted in all different ways. Shockingly, we've gone on 40 minutes. I am so, so glad that you came and talked to me. KK, come here, please, next to me. Enough wine and Miller Lights to drink tonight. This is a night podcast we're taping right now, actually. For those of you, honestly, guys, I hope that you enjoyed Aaron. I hope that you enjoyed KK. I intend on having both of them back. If not, each of them separately so we can get that married perspective. And then we'll get that single perspective that really, really, really dives into it. If you're interested in hearing more, you want to send me your stories, which I need you to do, email me at theswipeeffect@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter, Insta, Facebook,
Our handle all across the board is at the Swipe Effect, all one word. I need help. I still need help. Thank
No,
you.
you don't.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
I had a great time.
You guys loved Erin. I really, really think you guys would love Erin if you're staring at our photo right now. And join us
couch
again for
is very
episode
comfy.
3. Oh, the couch is cool.
couch
Come
is
join me
great.
on the couch,
I'm
as I
not
said in
leaving.
the last
I'm
episode.
gonna sit here for a while.
I think we're going to go finish off our 3rd bottle of white. And we love you all.
Yes.
And we will talk to you soon.